Hello my friends! It's time again to showcase some underappreciated hidden gem VR games, featuring some new games that have flown under the radar for many, as well as some older, more forgotten games. Let's go! Machizzle is a beautiful marble puzzle game that recently came out, and I personally think it deserves more exposure. This is one of those games where you can quickly guess how it's played by watching the footage. One or more marbles drop onto the playfield, and you need to manually place objects and gadgets in the right places so that the marbles collect all the keys and then find their way to the goal. It all plays out in front of you on a magic floating table, and it's freely adjustable so you can play sitting or standing. There's a lot of variety in the gadgets that you'll be placing, from simple ramps, to portals, to gravity switchers, and more. I really loved playing this. The design and polish are exceptionally well done. I find it to be a relaxing and immersive environment to play in. The soundtrack is also really good and enjoyable to listen to. After about 3 hours of playing, I'm currently totally stumped on a level 2/3 through the campaign. There is a hint system, but even with that, I'm still stuck on this one. Besides the campaign, there's also an in-VR level creator with community-made levels available to download as well. For the price of $11, I think it's a fantastic puzzle game with a great value. A shopping trip to Eklan is an item hunting game. Search through a beautiful miniature town looking for 15 specific items. Click on buildings to remove the walls to look inside and find various fantasy characters going about their business. Little text pop-ups give a little bit of story on that place as well. The items you're looking for aren't highlighted and don't stand out, so you really need to search and compare with the item list to find them. And sometimes, you'll need to complete a miniature puzzle before an item is revealed. It's a simple premise, but the atmosphere and characters are brimming with charm and personality. It's a delightful little searching game. Using the index controllers, the in-game controllers look a little glitchy, but they still worked fine. The price is $3, and it's a wonderful little gem. Singularity 5 features the story of a dystopian future Paris where waves of bots are trying to stop you from reaching the machine goddess and destroying her. Sci-fi shooter games are a dime a dozen, and for a game in this genre to be interesting, it needs to be truly unique to stand out from the crowd. I think Singularity 5 does stand out for its striking visual style and insane difficulty. The store page says wave shooter, but I actually disagree with that description, since I think wave shooters have you just stand in one place without anything changing. But in here, you're progressively traveling closer to the goddess with continual changes in environments, new enemies, and new weapons appearing. You start out with 2 sets of guns, a simple pistol and a grenade launcher. But as you progress, your arsenal will expand. Besides shooting, you can also throw grenades from your back. You'll also need to be punching away many different projectiles that will either try to hurt you or obstruct your view. Besides that, you need to duck and dodge laser beams that you can't swipe away. That's plenty of multitasking on its own, but beginning in level 3, this game will throw so much at you simultaneously that the chaos gets completely bonkers and incredibly difficult. But even with the challenge, this game is so well polished and good looking that I didn't mind trying over and over again after dying. There are 3 difficulty modes, but even easy is not a cakewalk in the later levels. For $10 I recommend it because it's so visually unique, and the multiple difficulty modes add plenty of replayability. In a market saturated with sci-fi shooters, Singularity 5 is a breath of fresh air. Gnomelings Migration is a Lemmings clone. But even though it's a straight-up VR clone of Lemmings, it's a very good clone. If you've ever played Lemmings before, you'll instantly know how to play this. One interesting new feature in this game is that once you've assigned an ability to one of the Gnomelings, you can reposition them or re-aim them after you applied the ability. That doesn't apply to all abilities, but it's a nice little feature. It comes with lots of levels, and even an inside VR level creator and editor, which is pretty awesome. Now, for the ultimate Lemmings game, I recommend 10 hearts, but for a $5 Lemmings game, this is really good. House of the Dying Sun is a tactical space combat game. At the very beginning, you only have one ship, but very soon afterward, you'll be commanding an entire fleet of ships. When combat begins, you get a third-person perspective of the battlefield, which is a really great perspective to start things off with, as you can get a better understanding of where everything is. And it's during this mode that you can choose which ship in your fleet you want to initially control. You can also return to this mode at any time, but it's especially useful at the beginning. Equally important is the ability to command the rest of your fleet during battle. After selecting a target, you can then tell them to attack the target, defend you, etc. Before each mission, you'll get a glimpse of your fleet, including their loadout and any power-ups they have, all of which you can customize. And that's a good segue into the campaign map, because as you progress through missions, you'll get branching paths, so you can choose the specific mission you want based on the reward you'll receive, like a new weapon loadout or an additional ship to your fleet. The game starts with 3 difficulty levels, and I beat it on easy mode in an hour and a half, but after finishing the campaign, it unlocks a 4th difficulty mode, so there's lots of replayability here. I really enjoyed this, because there's just enough depth to make the combat interesting, but not too much, so I was able to get playing pretty quickly. It's not a steep learning curve, and you'll be blowing up bad guys in no time. I also liked the minimal percussive music. It reminded me of Battlestar Galactica. The regular price is $20. Star Shelter is a solo space survival simulator. Your spaceship has undergone massive damage and you need to repair the ship, salvage supplies, and avoid a multitude of dangers to stay alive. And since you're in space, everything is in zero gravity. You propel yourself by grabbing onto surfaces and pushing, or with your oxygen thrusters. Oxygen and energy will be your 2 primary concerns, although there are many more things to stay on top of. You refill oxygen with blue canisters, and energy with orange canisters. Inject those into your suit for supply on the go, or return to your main ship for transfer to your suit. You repair your ship and salvage materials, all with your magic finger. After you salvage things, you'll build up your inventory of raw materials. You'll need those raw materials to engineer new items that you'll need, or even expand your ship. One of the things I enjoyed most was boarding nearby abandoned ships to see what I could salvage. Sometimes you'll need to hack a keypad to gain entry, and you'll often find new dangers inside, like gun turrets or radiation. For long-term survival, you'll need to grow plants to generate oxygen and food. I find this to be a very impressive and addictive space survival game. And if things get too intense, you can play in creative mode, which has no dangers and you can build anything you want. You'll get at least 5 hours of play to beat the game, and the environments are randomly generated whenever you start a new game, so there's lots of replayability. It's a great game. I recommend it.
Spaceship has been damaged. Oxygen is leaking.
Fujii is a meditative puzzle journey about restoring balance to nature. The main story consists of 3 chapters in which you leave your home garden to solve puzzles and retrieve more resources. This game is all about interacting with the world around you. It's all very tactile and extremely immersive since everything is about engaging with the plants and animals directly, and not through menus or text. The 3 chapters outside your home are about puzzles and exploration, while the gameplay inside your home is all about growing and caring for plants. After you plant a seed, you need to store up water in your arms that you can then give to the plants. After some watering, the plants then need attention from you through your loving touch. After giving them some affection, they may need another splash of water or 2 before they're fully grown. Once plants are fully grown, they'll reward you with glowing orbs that are the currency of the game. Use the currency to buy more seeds, or more pots to place around your home. The 3 story chapters I beat in about an hour and a half, and after that's all done, your home becomes the ultimate plant life sandbox, as every type of seed and pot is unlocked for you, so you can indefinitely continue to grow plants and arrange your home however you like. I really enjoyed playing this. With the beautiful visuals and serene sound design, it's the ideal game to take your time in and just enjoy the journey. The price is $15, and if you're looking for a relaxing escape, it's a must-buy. Well, that's it for now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please subscribe. See ya!